Is it working? It's working! Atma Namaste, everyone. Atma Namaste, Christian Arlong, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Monday. What's up, Sharon? Hey, Eric, Atma Namaste. Stephanie, Atma Namaste. Good to have you guys on. So, Christy, Atma Namaste. Being the single guy that I am, moved into a new place, didn't take my old, mini Atma Namaste, didn't take my old dishes with me. So I bought some new dishes, some new pans, actually. And they're the fancy kind of pans. So a little baby pan, and then a bigger pan, and these are the, what are they called? The, not copper. Help me out, guys. What are they called? Hey, Megan, Atma Namaste. Not copper. They're called, wait, hold on. Hold on, let me find out. They're called the ceramic pans. So, ceramic, there we go. Knew we get it. So today's been a full day. Hey, Irene, Atma Namaste. It's been a full day of connecting with people, a lot of people online, reaching out, letting people know, hey, if you need healing, this is how we can help. If you need healing physical, this is how we can help. Relationship, emotional, mental, spiritual, right? So it's been a full day. A lot of great feedback. We got some healings lined up for this week. And then I realized, as I was going about setting up this stream, every time I tried to set the stream up, it would just freeze. And then I'd try to set it up and it would freeze. And then I'd set it up and it would freeze again. So there's a level of frustration. And then I realized our energy doesn't just affect the people around us, it affects the technology and environment around us as well. So the more frustrated I became, the less my phone was working. And it's an iPhone. iPhones never crash, they always work. Pretty much no problems, right? So then I was like, all right, what have I been taught by my teacher, Grandmaster Choa Sui, and other senior practitioners within pranic healing? Is like, wait a minute, hold on. Solar plexus is all stirred up. Hey, Laura, Atma Namaste. The solar plexus is all stirred up. Dahlia, Atma Namaste. And I was like, you know what? What do I have to do? I have to shift the energy. If I want my external world to change, I have to change my inner world. Hey, Joyce, Atma Namaste. So then that's exactly what I did. I calmed myself. I stilled my physical body. I stilled my emotions, expanded my heart, which made the solar plexus smaller. And then as soon as I tried to rock on and log on, what do you know? Miraculously, it worked. So that's a little tip. Just because I'm the teacher of this stuff, of pranic healing and not Arhatic yoga, I'm more of the guy that points to the teacher and the teachings and the books and the CDs and the classes. But just because I've been a practitioner for 13 years doesn't mean I've mastered all the lessons. I still have a long way to go, and there's always a process of growing, evolving, becoming better. What's up, girl? There's always a process of becoming better and better and better, right? So I'm practicing just like you guys are practicing. I might have been practicing a little bit longer, but that doesn't mean that you can't start where you're at and then vastly improve the quality of your life. So there's 4 main tenets that Master Choa talks about in pranic healing. Number 1 is to know. Number 2 is to remember. Number 3 is to practice. And number 4 is to master. So the role of a teacher or the role of a healer is to tell you what the teachings are, what the techniques are, what the methodologies are, and then remind you of those teachings, those techniques, and those methodologies. That's why people come to me for healing over and over and over again, because as we do the healing protocol, then I'm reminding them, hey, are you doing this technique? When this comes up, are you doing that technique? Are you doing this technique, right? Reminding them. But your job as the practitioner is to practice and master the techniques, the technologies, and the methodologies. So it's like, if I was a personal trainer, right, we'll make it simpler. If I was a personal trainer and you hired me for personal training, you're like, first of all, okay, which exercises do I do to get the sexiest, healthiest body of my dreams? Okay, so these are the exercises that I do this is the right technique. Can you remind me of those again? Which exercises are they? And how do I do them? And how do I eat? So you're learning, and then you're getting reminded constantly by the personal trainer. But then guess what? Your job is to practice and master. Your job is to practice and master what you're learning of the workout routine and the nutrition routine. The personal trainer cannot work out for you. Does that make sense? The personal trainer cannot work out for you. So, this is a little bit of a Q&A for you guys, which is question and answers. So go ahead and throw out any questions that you guys have about these three main topics. Energy healing. Hey, what's up? Long time. Energy healing, meditation, and practical spirituality. And while you're revving up your questions, and feel free to throw out anything as absurd and as crazy as you want, because I'm sure there's going to be some valuable nuggets. Hey Linda, Atma Namaste, that the rest of the people watching the live stream are going to receive benefit from, as well as people who watch the replay. So while you're thinking of those questions, I am going to clean these little pans to make sure that they're safe. Because I'm not a big person that likes to read instruction manuals, like assembling furniture or cookware. But I was like, you know what? I've never had a ceramic pot and pan before. So let me make sure I read this and I do it right. So they said, make sure you wash thoroughly with soap and water. So here we are. Doing dishes and cooking with Christian Arlong, Life Enhancement Consultant. Look at the back. It's flat. It's kind of cool. So supposedly, this stuff has a lifetime warranty on it of non-slippage. So lifetime. You know what a lifetime warranty is? Legally, a lifetime warranty is 25 years. 25 years is a lifetime warranty. All right, so now you guys can come over here with me. Linda, many blessings to you. Thanks, Linda. My fellow Arhatic Yogi sister, you got any questions? Questions on the teacher's teachings? Questions on living a higher quality of life? Questions on Boca crumbles? Let's see, should I use oil or not use oil? Let's find out. So I hope the lighting is good. The lighting seemed to be better. It's Hannah! Atma Namaste, Hannah. How are you? There we go. So go ahead, ask your questions, throw it out there. Let me know how I can add value to you guys. I'll make sure to read them. Don't use metal on them. Okay, don't use metal on them. Got it. I don't have all I have is a metal spatula. Spatula. Now you know I'm from Massachusetts when I say spatula or idea. You guys know that? People from Massachusetts don't say idea. They say idea. Got that from my father. So I don't have any like rubber stuff. So I just have this, and it says in the instruction manual that you can use, as long as you're not using a knife, you can use metal spoons. Thanks, Bella. Keeping it safe, keeping it real. All right, so questions. Feel free to throw out any questions that you guys have, and I will do my best to answer them. Wooden spoon or silicone? Wooden spoon. What's up, Jason? Namaste. All right, so if you guys are thinking of your questions, what are we going to talk about? Let's see. What's a topic? What's a topic we can talk about that you guys will get benefit from? It will scratch the bottom. It will? Look. I have the little instructions. See? It says, general recommendation, most metal utensils may be used except knives and whisk. Although it is safe to use metal utensils except knives and whisk, wooden or plastic utensils are kindest to the non-stick surface. Isn't that adorable that they say kindest? Kindest for an inanimate object? That's like the really high level form of compassion. So, no metal. Thanks, Laura. You're the best, girl. All right. So here's something that I wanted to throw out there. So I reached out to somebody who I ended up learning how to dance from. What's up, Alexi? Who I learned how to dance from. And I don't know about you, dancing is like one of my big passions. And when I was going to Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts, many, many moons ago, my major was health and fitness, and then my minor was dance. And I ended up taking ballet too late in life, so all the complicated ballet poses that you have to do and like stuff your body into. Being a man who hadn't grown up in that, it was very difficult, so I transitioned from ballet and stuck with modern, which was way more my body type and my jam. And then lately, somebody exposed me to Cuban salsa, which is phenomenal. If you haven't done Cuban salsa, I highly recommend checking it out. And then Cuban salsa, and then the other one is called Zouk, which is a Brazilian dance art form that came out in the 1980s. So you can check that out if you just type in ZOUK on YouTube. You can see a bunch of people doing Zouk dancing. And there's a place I go to in downtown Denver called Blue Ice. It's phenomenal. The people there are super friendly. It's really fast paced. You get to make really nice connections with people. So this particular person who is a dance instructor here in Denver, we ran into each other at the end of the Zouk class, and he was sitting there. We just started talking about spirituality, and because he's like, well, what do you do, right? Because I was in his dance class, but he goes, well, what do you do as a profession? I said, I'm a professional energy healer and meditation teacher. And he goes, dude, that's really cool. And you can kind of tell when people are open and receptive to the message that you have, whatever your message is. Like, your message could be real estate, your message could be investing, your message could be scientific discoveries, it could be startup capital, it could be whatever, right? What's up, Rosanna? Namaste. Anything. You could, whatever your message is, right? So my message is always healing, always healing, always healing. That's my message. And so he was open and receptive to it. And I love that, because you can feel when you're connecting with somebody, you can feel that there's an exchange of energy going back and forth, right? Like, you're opening your heart, you're opening up your energy, the person's connecting to you, and then they're pulling some of that energy from you, and then they're opening up to you, and then you're pulling some of that energy from them. And it's a nice, beautiful exchange of energy back and forth, right? It's really profound. And it's like, I've had those moments where I look at my watch and I'm like, an hour's gone by, 2 hours has gone by. Somebody very close to me in my life, we looked at our watches, and 10 hours went by. When's the last time you've had a 10-hour conversation with somebody and you didn't look at your watch? You didn't look at the time. You didn't look at to where you had to be. So that's kind of like a little avenue of this world that we live in about energy healing, because when you understand energy, it helps you understand how to cultivate loving relationships with people. It also helps you to understand why you're not maybe able to cultivate healthy, loving relationships with other people, right? So this is one of the first times in my life that I've been, single and had my own place and no intimate partner in my life. And so this has been kind of a really eye-opening experience, to say the least. I think it's cooking properly, right? So the three major topics that people are always inquiring about, not just when it comes to talking to an energy healer, but when it comes to talking to their friends and other professionals, is they care about their health, they care about their finances, and they care about their relationships. So maybe that's a good preface for you guys of what you would want to talk about tonight, of like, hey, I want to talk about relationships, or I want to talk about improving my health, and I didn't know you could use energy healing to improve the quality of your physical health. Or you're saying to me that energy healing can help with my finances. How is that possible? Finances are solid things. Finances deal with numbers and big corporations, and it deals with my work environment. I don't understand how energy healing relates to that at all, which is understandable. So that's kind of why we're having this conversation. All right. So, are there questions